Hi, I'm Alex Mitchell and I'm the creator of Cancer Stories. Cancer Stories is a video diary program which is designed to help people like yourself manage their cancer. And the key aim is to record previous patients' experiences, really a wide variety of cancers. And these are patients who are genuine, real patients from Leicestershire who've given their consent to allow us to record their story onto DVD or the internet. What we ask those patients is really to give a brief account over 30 or 60 minutes. How did they manage with their diagnosis? And hopefully by watching their account you'll be able to pick out some common themes from one or more of those videos. And those common themes might be things like what resources are available locally or nationally, or how do families cope, or how do people themselves manage with those awkward stages, either the initial diagnosis or the complications of treatment, or perhaps psychological and emotional complications which are sometimes overlooked. So overall, we hope that by watching the video diary program you'll be able to take some positives from other people's accounts, and hopefully that will help you better cope with your situation, whatever that is at the current time. Thanks for watching.
My name's Jacqueline Charlotte Penaluna. I'm 44. I've got my mum, stepdad, a brother and a sister, and I've got a partner and my little boy who's 6 and a stepson who's 12, and we live in Loughborough. I'm a carer for a lady with Parkinson's at the minute. Got any hobbies? Yes, I've got hobbies. Children, work, yeah. We like I like reading and things and going out with it. We've got a dog who's a bit mad, stuff and things like that. And I help my partner with his business, paperwork wise and stuff like that and things. And my diagnosis was the 11th of August 2013.
Jackie, thanks for coming in today to talk about your diagnosis. I understand you've been diagnosed with a brain tumour, but I don't know how the diagnosis came about in your case. What happened?
Yeah, we went on holiday to Menorca in end of July, and on the Wednesday we came back, and on the Thursday we was doing some paperwork for my partner, and I went to use the telephone, the house telephone, and I couldn't visualise what the numbers were on the keypad.
Yes.
And a bit scary because I just thought, oh my God, what's going on? But then, so I stepped away and said to my partner, I've got to leave it for a minute, I can't do it. But then I just put it down to a bit sunstroke, tired, we've been travelling and things, left it as it was. And everything else is fine. We've been decorating in between that and things. And then on the Sunday we went out for a meal, went to the bar for a drink, and it happened again, and I couldn't order a drink. I could hear it in my head myself that I wanted what I wanted to drink, but I just couldn't get it.
You couldn't say the word.
Yeah, but I could hear it in my head.
Yeah.
And then you think to yourself, right, I'm going to say it, but it didn't actually come out.
Yeah.
And so obviously I spoke to my mum about, I think something's going on and things like that, and my partner and things. And so I went to the doctor on the Monday, the GP. The doctor was a bit confused about what was going on because apart from them sort of incidents, I was fine. So he says, let me think about it and we'll give you a ring. And on the Wednesday he rang me and he just says, I think you might have had a little stroke. So he says, we're going to send you to the clinic at the Royal on a Sunday that do a thing where they have all the tests and stuff and things.
An assessment, yeah.
Yeah, and things like that. And so we went on the Sunday, had all the MRIs and all this and this and this and this after lunch, and then called us in and said that they found something on the MRI, and we think it's a brain tumour. And that was it.
So that had kind of been a shock, because you were well, and then you had that visual problem, not seeing the digits correctly, and then the speech problem.
But it wasn't all the time.
Intermittent.
It wasn't every day that made you really, you just think, oh my God, there's really something going on. You know, it was just bits and pieces that you just think, well, something's not quite right, but you do, don't you? All right, let's just go and do something else, like pick the kids up from school and do dinner and, you know, and all that. So
what was your reaction when you'd been told that news?
Shock, obviously, because even though you might think to yourself, there might be something going on, you don't really think there's going to be something going on, do you? Or you hope that there's not going to be something. I thought, oh, I've had a TIA, and then I'm going to have some tablets, and I'll be fine.
Yeah,
you know,
TIA is a transient ischemic attack. Basically a mini stroke which resolves usually within 24 hours. Yeah,
and you know, I just thought I've had a little stroke or something that might give me some tablets, and I'll go home and everything's fine, sort of thing, you know, and everything. But obviously not. And then my next thought was, oh my God, my partner's lost his wife 10 years, about 12 years ago to cancer.
Yes, his ex-wife.
She died about 12 years ago now of breast cancer, and I thought, oh my God, he's got to go through that again.
Right.
You know, and that's the thought. And then I thought to myself, oh my God, we've got a 6-year-old boy. What's going to happen now?
Yes.
You know, all these things in the space of about 5 minutes, they're kicking into your head. And then I just thought, right, that's it. I've had my little moan and whatever I need to think about. So then I went back to see the doctor, and he just says, look, we're going to get you for a scan just to make sure that nothing else is happening anywhere else. It's a primary, not a secondary and stuff, which it was a primary, which I was really, really pleased about, because I thought I don't think I'd be able to cope with the fact that I've got that up there and something somewhere else. And then the week after that, we went to Queen's Medical. And
that's in Nottingham.
And we had I had a 3-hour operation on the Wednesday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they've got it what they need to get out.
Yes.
And then started I can't remember when my pet therapy was. I think it was a couple of weeks after that. And then I started radiotherapy and chemotherapy tablets, which I was pleased about as well, because obviously with the little boy and things, and you know, I didn't really want to be
going to the chemotherapy suite.
Yeah, but I still had to go to radiotherapy every day. But it was only, obviously, as you know, radiotherapy, you're only there for literally 5 minutes, and then you're out again.
It's not like sitting there all day.
Yeah, with the drip and things like that and stuff like that. And I've had no sickness when we chemotherapy either.
Going back to the surgery then, first of all, do you know the site of the tumour? Where was it located in the brain?
About there?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they call it, but they said it was about there.
Yeah.
But it was on the outside of the brain, not deep in.
Yeah.
So they were quite pleased, and they did the new thing, the mapping thing they used as well for what they use for it.
Was it a 3D?
Yeah, they do a CD thingy. Well, I can't remember
the exact location.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah. So, and they thought it was going to be a 5-hour operation.
Yeah.
And when they looked in, it was only a 3-1. So, which I thought was quite good as well, really. Yeah. So, and then 2 days later, I was home. So, fine.
How successful do you think the operation was overall?
Well,
what was your experience of it?
Good, really. Good, you know, as operations can be, you know, and where it is, you know, obviously if it's like, if you've got breast cancer, chop your breast off almost sort of thing, and then, you know, you carry on with doing your therapies and stuff like that, hoping that, but because it's where it is, I think you feel a bit different to it, you know. Sometimes
there can be a complication or even temporary issues relating to the operation itself.
Yeah, nothing. I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
I was like I say, I was fit and healthy beforehand, and so we just I had 16 staples.
Yes.
There, but I was quite surprised that nobody cut my hair. Because my hair was down here, you see, yeah.
Quite long hair then.
Yeah, quite long hair, and I thought, oh my God, because I know what men are like, you know, shaving the head to get to the operation. They're not going to think about how nice it's going to look afterwards. They're just going to cut it in, you know, in surgery. But no, they didn't cut any of it, which really surprised me. It's just one of the things you think, oh, that's all right. But yeah, and everything was fine. I didn't get an infection and everything. So
did you shave your head, or did you lose the hair with the later treatment?
No,
the chemotherapy or the radiotherapy?
I think it was the radiotherapy.
Yeah.
I don't think the chemotherapy. Well, the doctor said that it wouldn't be that my hair.
Yeah.
But I cut it up to here before I started my radiotherapy, and then I cut it shorter because I didn't want my little boy to be scared.
Yes.
You know, because it's strange. In 1 minute you've got hair,
and then
you haven't.
A big change in your appearance.
Yeah. So, but then it's only in the last 2 weeks it's gone like this. So it was here because I was having 2 15-second blasts of radiotherapy there and one there, and obviously this is the site it's coming out from.
I see.
Yeah, like that. So, and this is bald. I didn't even know it was bald until my brother seen me the other day. I think it's because I've had to lie like that since August, like that. You know, like when babies get it, you know, when the head's like bald on the back. I think because that's gone as well, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I just thought to myself, it's only hair.
What's your general feeling about that change in your appearance and how others react, including those who haven't seen you for a while?
I don't care what they think. I thought if it's like, it's only hair at the end of the day, and men have bald heads, don't they? So it's like, if they can't cope with me having a bald head, and there's more people, you know, there's lots of people out there that have had cancer, you know, lost their hair completely and things. So I just think, you know, if they don't want to look at my, well, I go out. Fortunately, at winter, I've got a hat on. You see, I can wear a hat. But I've got a wig as well when I go out for meals and things, and with the family and things like that. You know, I can't sit inside with a woolly hat on, so, and things like that. But yeah, I just think to myself, it's just part of who I am.
But it doesn't sound like it's inhibited you going out or doing your normal things.
No, I take the little boy to swimming, and I can't sit in the swimming with my woolly hat on because it's really warm and stuff like that. So I just sit there and stuff like that. And I thought, I'd rather if people say to me, oh, you know, what's the matter? You know, what's happened? You know, or you know, and things like that. Then, I mean, or kiddies, or you know, I'll just say to them, you know, I've had a poorly head, my hair's fell out, so and things like that. So,
while we're on the topic, then, what do adults, friends, and you know, colleagues, what do they say about how you're getting on? How do you find their reaction? Oh,
everybody says it. You look so well. You look so well, you know, and you just think, well, am I supposed to look, really, for, you know, I'm supposed to be, you know, at death's door almost. I think people are quite surprised when I'm still doing things what I do, and, you know, and things like that. But yeah, they've been really, really positive and really, really encouraging, and you know, and they've been, my friend, she lives in Hinckley, she's got 2 young children, and she comes to see me about once every 2 weeks or so and stuff like that, because I can't drive and things, you know, just for a chat and things, and you know, it's just really nice and stuff. I've worked with her at the Royal and stuff like that.
So your friends have generally kept up with you?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Sometimes they don't know what to say.
No,
they drift away. But,
no, I know it was hard. It was difficult, I'd say, to tell people that. One, it was a brain tumour, and yes, it was cancerous. I think it weren't the fact that it was a brain tumour, the fact that it was cancerous. I think if it was benign, I think it'd been totally different reaction to people. Oh, you'll be all right then, you know. But because it's this cancer word, it's a different kettle of fish altogether. So, but my friends have been great. Yeah, and my whole family has actually. You know, it's like you're a positive person. You know, you're gonna get through this and that, and everybody's like doing the same and stuff like that. So
yes, that's great.
Yeah.
Jackie, let's talk about what the next steps were in terms of treatment, the chemotherapy and the radiotherapy.
Yep.
But just overall, how do you think things were handled in your case?
Absolutely fantastic. I couldn't wish for a better team of people to look after me from a GP right through till now. Everything's just smoothly done, and the operations and everything was just fantastic.
Were there lots of different professionals involved in your care?
To start with, because you had like obviously you had the GP, and then I went to the clinic, so that was somebody else to see at the Royal for my diagnosis, and then we went to the Queen's Med, and they had a group of people there looking after him. There was about 10 people there, you know, for that sort of thing. And then obviously there was the group of people for the MDT to find out what was going on and start the treatment and stuff like that. And then at the Royal, because that's where I had my treatment, to have my radiotherapy and chemotherapy, but they've been absolutely fantastic.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, they have. I mean, waiting times at the Royal are a bit rubbish, but...
Well, that's worth asking. Is there anything...
Well, radiotherapy is fine.
Yes.
It was the chemotherapy suite, but it's just so busy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but...
Is there anything you could change or tweak to improve upon care in general, not just for you, but for future patients?
I think what has struck me is my my oncology nurse that I met with first. I've not seen her since. I've not seen her, and she's not got in contact with me.
Yeah.
And stuff and things. So it was.
You'd appreciate a bit more continuity.
Yeah, it's not that I needed her, but it'd just be nice for her to ring me. I mean, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's cancer, isn't it? And it's serious, you know, and just for her to give me a ring and just say, how are you doing? Are you all right? I've not seen, because obviously she doesn't work all the time, obviously, and things, you know. I've not seen you, anything, you know, you okay and stuff like that. But yeah, I've not seen her really.
In general, do you feel you had enough support through the whole process?
Yeah, because I could talk to the ladies at the radiotherapy about everything, and the girls on the chemotherapy suite, and you know, they're a font of all knowledge there, aren't they? So yeah, anything you need to know, yeah, the nurses and things are great. So yeah, and there's no much trouble. As much as they're busy, you find, and you can see, you know, they're really stressed about everything, obviously, like nurses are, but yeah.
Perhaps this is a good time to mention you have some insight into the way the system works. You actually were working at the Royal yourself. Yeah,
I was a nursing auxiliary for nearly 7 years.
What did you think of your job over that time?
I loved it, absolutely loved it. The paperwork was rubbish, as it always is in doctors and things, but you know.
Getting more and more.
Oh yeah. But I loved it, and then, but obviously then I had a little boy, so I couldn't work after that.
Is that what happened? You went on maternity leave?
Yeah, I went, and then me and my partner decided that we could manage, because he's got his own business, so we could manage if I didn't work. So
what line of work is he in then?
He does house removals, and he puts them nasty people that put cones on the road for the council. Really? So yeah, so he does a few things. So, but yeah. So
this work, when you were working as a nursing auxiliary, did it give you an insight, you know, now that was valuable, or did you think it made things sometimes more tricky because you knew?
It does, yeah, sometimes, because you just too much information. Sometimes, you can just know that bit too much things, and you just think you shouldn't really be doing that, or you know, if you washed your hands, you know, just little things that you just think. When you're in that environment, you're doing it automatically. You just think, well, you're not when you wash your hands and things and stuff like that, or you know, whatever, just little things. But other people, let's say like visitors and things, won't really catch up on it and things like that. So, did you ever come across particular cancer patients when you were working? No. Well, I did years ago. We had a young lad with throat cancer. When I worked on the ears, nose and throat. Yeah. So, and that was quite upsetting actually, because he was young, I think it was. Yeah. You know, but he was a nice lad, and he's come through it, and he's still about. So but his parents were absolutely devastated. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, but he's still about apparently. So yeah, it's good. Good. Let's come on to talk about the other types of treatment you had. You mentioned about the surgery, but you also had radiotherapy, and you had chemotherapy tablets. Tablets, yeah. What was your experience of the radiotherapy and the chemotherapy? The radiotherapy are quite strange because of, I don't know if everybody else has these, but you have to have a mask made. Yes, I don't know if everybody else has one. I don't know if it's just for that area. It's mostly for brain tumour patients where they're trying to be accurate in the placement of the radiotherapy beams. Yeah. So we first of all you have to lie really still, and have like a soft plastic mesh put on your head that comes back to here, but it's really tight. You have to shut your eyes because else your eyelashes get stuck up onto the top of the thing like this, and then they soften it up, and then they have to put it onto your head, really, really tight, and you have to sit there for 15 minutes for it to harden, and stuff like that. And then after that, I went to Glenfield to have another scan, I think, to pinpoint where they needed to put the beams, say, and stuff like that. And then I started, I can't remember when I started now, but my first radiotherapy was longer because they had to make sure everything was all right and things like that. But it was really, really tight. And I used to go on the train because I live in Loughborough, and it was at the Royal, and it's only down the road. So I used to go on the train, you see. And I used to be walking around with these mesh patterns on the face like this. I could see people in the thing going, "Oh my God, what's the matter with that?" Yeah, and I think, I'm not telling you. But yeah, so but it did get a bit lesser as the time went on. But all in all, it was only about 5 minutes of actual treatment.
You're actually in the
yeah, and because my chemotherapy tablets had to react to the radiotherapy, I was never waited long enough. You only had an hour's gap in between when you've taken my tablets, then you had to wait half an hour, and then from that you only had an hour.
I see. So they made sure you were processed, as it were, quite quickly.
Yeah.
But some people find that room quite claustrophobic with the mask and everything else, and the fact that you're relatively on your own, they're talking through the mirror, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I was fine. I'm not claustrophobic or anything. So, and like you say, you're only there for a matter of seconds, really.
Yeah.
And as soon as you can hear the machine going, you think, oh, it's nearly finished now. And before you know it, they're saying, come on then, it's time to go. So that's it.
Were there any side effects from radiotherapy so far? The hair is one.
Yeah. No, not really. Obviously, you get the odd headache and stuff and things.
One of the big ones people say is fatigue.
Yeah, I've found since I've stopped my therapy, I'm tireder now than I was while I was having it, which the doctor did say, because you're almost like catching up now, and I was really, really, really tired. But when you've got kids and stuff, you're tired anyway, aren't you? And it's just a knock-on effect from that, I think. So you just have to get on with it and, just go to bed earlier.
You didn't find it was really that...
No, not that I couldn't do anything, or I was still doing my day-to-day activities and stuff like that. It was just... I think I was more tired in the evening earlier on rather than I would be, later on.
Yes.
But yeah, manageable.
Okay.
Manageable.
So you'd had the treatments then, and you were...
Yeah, you had 6 weeks of treatment.
Yeah. Have you actually finished now?
I'm on maintenance.
Right.
Now, it's like you have 6 weeks, Monday to Friday your radiotherapy, plus your tablets, and then at the weekend you just had your tablets for 6 weeks. And then I've had a 4-week break, and then because you have to have blood tests every week to make sure that your antibodies and everything are okay and all that, and then everything was fine. So I'm just on a week's maintenance now. I have a week's worth of tablets, 5 days. Then I have a couple of weeks off, back to the doctor. I'll have some more, which are stronger. So, and the only side effects I've had, actually thinking about it, is a couple of incidents of it wasn't so much being sick, it was more like heaving. Yeah, just in the morning.
A little bit of nausea.
Yeah, that's it. But the first 2 days of these new tablets, and that's it then.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
And how long does the maintenance go on for, do you know?
6 months, I think he said.
6 months altogether?
Yeah, I think he said that. I think he said. But when you get bombarded with all this information and then you come out and you just think, did you say 6 months or 6 weeks? But yeah, but whatever happens, it happens, isn't it? So you just have to go with the flow. And
so you're in this maintenance phase, and I guess you're heading towards, getting life back to normal, as it were.
Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah.
Are there certain things that you couldn't do straight away or were advised not to do?
Driving, because I'm on anti-epileptic tablets, but that's from the operation.
Yes.
Not from...
Is that a precautionary measure, or did you have a seizure?
No, never had a seizure. No. So I'm going to look into whether I can drive again or not, because...
What's the advice you've received so far?
The DVLA have told me I can't drive for 2 years.
2 years, that's a long time.
It is.
To be restricted.
Yeah.
Especially if you use the car a lot for your own independence.
Well, that's it. Yeah, like for work. and school run and things. You know, that was basically.
So tell me about that adaptation. You know, when you were told not to use it, what did you do?
I didn't because, well, obviously, you know yourself really. I could have a fit,
yes,
and it just wouldn't be safe. You know, there's other. You know, you have to think about other people. As in, you know, I could kill somebody.
So you followed the advice.
Yeah. I've not drove since.
But what were other people like your husband able to help out? Or?
Yeah, I've got a good friend at school, and he does the school run in the morning for me for my little boy, and then in the afternoon, if I have enough time and my partner can't pick him up, then I have to get the bus. Get the bus. I've not been on a bus for years. Yeah, but I have to get the bus. You manage. How
are you finding it? Like a few months down the line.
It's hard because when you can drive, you don't think about that 10-minute drive to school in the morning. It's nothing, but I have to drive. I have to leave out an hour earlier if I need to get the bus for school. You know, and you just have to think about things a bit more and plan.
Yes.
So, but you manage. You manage. You have to, don't you?
Yeah.
So.
Were there any other areas that were restrictions, even if they weren't advisory, things that you just naturally couldn't easily do straight away?
No. Everything else, apart from that, it's been the same as before the operation and everything.
And so, literally, did you get back into those same routines?
Yeah. You know, like you say, it all comes down to family again, doesn't it? You've got a family. You can't just stop being a mum just because you're poorly. I know some people are poorly with things, and you know.
Yeah.
But with me, I still take him swimming. I still take him beavers at night.
Yes.
You know, and things are still, because I wanted him to have a normal life as much as he can through everything else that's happening.
Yeah.
Because
this is the one that was 6 at the
he's
time.
6, yeah. He's 6, yeah.
And do you have another son?
He's a stepson. He's 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how are they both getting on? Because, you know, there's a question, and I'm sure the viewers would be interested. You know, how do families react, and particularly young children? It's not always clear what to say to them about the diagnosis.
Yeah. We we were quite upfront about when we told them straight away. Look, you know, mummy's. Well, you just say things. You know, we said to him, look, it's mummy's got a poorly thing in her head that the doctor's going to take out, because obviously he came to me when I've had my operation and stuff, and you can't not see these stitches, you know, these pins down the side of your head. And I just said, look, mummy's got this in her head, they're going to take it out, and then mummy's going to have some medicine, you know, to stop her from being poorly anymore, but it might make my hair fall out. And he's fine, because he's quite a laid back little boy anyway, so he's been fine, and he's helped me cut my hair and things, and you know, things like that. It sounds
like you've involved him along.
Well, I thought sooner rather than later. Yeah. I didn't want to keep it from him, and then all of a sudden my hair falls out, and he's saying, "Why is your hair like that, Mum?" You know, and stuff like that. So little things that you need to. Some things you don't need to know, and just little things.
Do you think that kids can understand more than sometimes we give them credit for?
Yeah, definitely, because you know, sometimes he said to me the other day, he went, "Are you going to die?" Just like that. We weren't talking about anything. I think we were watching telly or something. And I says, you know what? We don't know, do we? I says, but if we do, you know that I love you, and that's it. And he says, oh, that's all right then, Mum. Just like that. Just like that. So it's amazing what kids...
Where do you think he got that from?
I don't know. I don't know, because I've said to him, oh, do the kids at school said anything? Because obviously I've been to pick him up from school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he says, I said, has anybody said anything to you at school about Mummy being poorly and stuff like that? He said, somebody's asked me why I've got no hair now. I said, what do you tell? He says, tell them to get lost. You don't need to know.
That's his way of handling it.
Yeah. So, but that's it. It's about like protecting his mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
That's
He's quite good. He's quite good. And I said to him, I said, if you need to ask me anything, I said, don't be upset or anything. I said, because I'd rather say, you know, than not, and then you get upset about things because you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Do you think they also are guided by how you're coping? Like if you're emotionally doing okay and back to your normal role, they think, oh, it must be okay then.
Yeah, I think which is good in one sense, but not in another, because it's almost like, well, everything's back to normal now, you know, so, but ultimately, this is not going to go away. You know, and so who knows how long I'm going to have anyway. You know, so they only have statistics on what you say, oh, you know, it's going to be 2 years or whatever. You know, I might be here 5 years' time, but I might not. You know, so you just have to take one day at a time.
Yep.
You do. You get the best of the day, and that's it, and get on for the next day and stuff like that. So
I haven't really asked you about how your husband's coping.
That's what we were just saying. He's, like I say, he's not a gushy sort of all over your soppy, which I wouldn't like anyway. He's quiet, but I know that, you know, we have moments, we both do, you know, but it's hard, isn't it? Like I say, with his wife as well.
Sure.
Losing her to breast cancer when his little boy was 2, you know, and thinking that, you know, because he left it nearly 3 years before he met somebody else, and I was the first person he met after his wife, you know, and we've got this relationship, we've got this little boy together, and again it's happened again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what are the odds of somebody? Oh, it's just mind blowing, isn't it? It is. So
is he around a little bit more now than he was, or has anything changed, or do you just try to stay as normal as possible?
Well, you have to, because like I say, he's got his own business, and is basically, he runs a business on his own with, you know, people that help him when he needs it. So, but basically he's hands on. So some days he's up at 4 a.m, he's not home till 8 o'clock at night. You know, so he's there. He's not. But he's always. I do find now that he'll be more. He'll come up to me and give me a kiss and stuff like that, whereas before he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're getting married.
Oh.
Next year.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I've not pushed him into it, actually. Before anybody says anything, no, he's actually, he did say in between my treatment, he just says, we were going to anyway.
Wow.
But he just says, come on, let's get married now.
Congratulations.
So.
How do you feel about that?
I'm just hoping my hair grows back.
What date have you set?
20th of September.
Okay.
Because it's when we met.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's almost like it's yeah, sort of like the end of the rainbow sort of thing, isn't it? It's like a pot of gold. It's just
something to look forward to.
Yeah, and you know, and you just think to yourself, concentrate on something else and stuff like that.
Well, it's good that you're still making positive plans.
Yeah, I am. Because, well, I know it sounds daft and people think, oh, she's a loner. But I really believe in myself from when I've had the diagnosis that I'm going to be here for ages yet.
Yes.
I really do. I really do. I don't know why. I just thought that's how I felt. I've never thought, oh, I'm going to die. Yeah. You know. So
your outlook is very, very positive.
Yeah.
But that's a natural thing for you. You just have that inherent belief you're going to do well.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. From when we were diagnosed, I just thought, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Because you come over very bright and matter of fact, you know, like probably, I'm guessing you were before the diagnosis.
Yeah. I've not changed anything from July to August, you know, sort of thing. Yeah. I've always been the same person. So,
but other people might struggle to see how could they do that. You know, other people.
Oh well, it depends how you react to things, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you can either be, come on, let's get on with it, and like I say, take every day as it comes, and like I say, you do wallow sometimes. You know, you have a moment, and you have to, you know, and I don't say out of your system, but you need to think of your positive things, don't you? And just think, you know, I'm still here.
Definitely.
You know.
Do you think that overall, that outlook, does it affect, you know, your quality of life and overall, you know, your experience of living with it? In other words, does your outlook influence the situation?
I think it does. Because if you could say two people and I'm like this, and then with the same tumour and things, and then you can have another person that's wallowing and sitting at home thinking, oh, I'm going to die. They might die in 6 months' time. But because you're positive and that, it might make you, you know, work a bit long to be a bit longer,
a bit more determined.
Yeah.
But by the same token, if complications came along, you know, which maybe you haven't had but other people have, would you still be able to maintain that positive outlook?
Oh yeah.
You would.
Yeah, like I say, you just take one day at a time. If something comes along, say like when I had my clips and stuff, I could have got an infection, and in the operation I could have ended up with having meningitis or something. You never know, you know, and things like that. You just have to take whatever throws at you,
yes,
and you know, and do what you can with it.
Now, this is a tricky question, but let's say you are one of the people that are struggling right now, and
Yeah.
the mood is low, and they are feeling they're having a really difficult time. Is there anything you'd advise them to do? Anything that you could say?
I think you need to talk to somebody. You definitely need to talk to somebody, whether it's a friend or a professional, I think, or somebody that's gone through it, or even if it's different cancer. It doesn't have to be the same as what they've got, because you know it's cancer at the end of the day, and stuff like that. You know, and just talk to somebody if you're really that low. I think that you need to say.
So ask for help, and
you really need to
somebody.
Yeah.
Would you recommend a friend, just informally, a professional, somebody specialist like our service, or another patient maybe along the way?
I think myself, if I ever come to it where I needed somebody to talk to, I don't think I'd talk to family, because it's putting the pressure on them to like help you, to get out of this situation where they've already coped with the situation as it is. They don't need to see you like being upset and things. And so I think somebody like a friend, I think I'd go to my friends.
You would?
First, yeah, because I've got quite a good group of friends anyway.
Yes.
So.
And they know what's going on, do they?
Yeah, and they know you, don't they? And you can say things to your friends that maybe you don't say to your family.
Yeah.
And things, especially your girlfriends and stuff like that.
But it sounds to me like you'd also advise people to tell their friends what's going on. Not keep it from them.
No, yeah, definitely.
Be fairly upfront about it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you can't hide things, because you could be a person that it'll get you'll get in this black hole, and you'll be depressed and things and stuff like that. And I think if you could talk to somebody first, and then that makes you feel better, doesn't it? Just talking to somebody.
Usually, yes.
Yeah, just to chat.
And also to know somebody's there for you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So.
On a related question, have you ever had quite a hard time, where you were struggling emotionally yourself?
Oh yeah, big style.
You have had that already?
Yeah. Not with this. Not this, with something
on an unrelated issue.
Yeah. My stepson is being diagnosed with autism and attachment disorder, and we've struggled now since I've known my partner 7 years to get him into some sort of system, educational wise and things like that. And as a result of his behaviour, me and my partner split up for 3 years.
Really?
It's just so, because the emotional side of it and the physical side of it is, it was...
There was a lot to cope with.
Yeah. So in the end, we didn't split up as in we were still together, we were still seeing each other, but we just couldn't live together because of his son.
Right.
So, we moved out.
You lived separately?
Yeah.
But the relationship was still ongoing?
Yeah. We did sort of part-time. We stayed on a Tuesday and at the weekends.
How did you find that period?
In the beginning, it was hard. It was hard because your emotions are high, and it was 1 minute we're all together, and the next minute we're not. And my partner couldn't quite understand what had happened, but eventually everything calmed down, and he realises now that it was for the best, because it was either getting to a point where I was depressed, to the point where I was going to do something silly for myself if it weren't for my little boy. So
you were really quite low at that point?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I had some. I went to it was funny really, because I went for some counselling, but it was more to do with people's phobias. And I thought, well, I've not got a phobia about a child.
It wasn't relevant.
Yeah, it wasn't relevant to what I needed. So and then in the end, I just thought, I'm going to sort it out myself. I need to do it for myself now.
And you did.
Yeah.
Anything that you'd say was really key there?
Have a cry, get it out your system. You need to let your emotions, because everybody does it, you just keep your emotions in, and it makes you feel worse sometimes, don't it? Even if it's on your own, you don't have to be blubbering in front of somebody else, but I think get it out your system, and it does make you feel better, because you've got all these pent up emotions and whatever else it is, for whatever reason. Let it out, then you can calm down and sit down and think, well, right, what am I going to do now? And do it like that, I think. And then, like you say, talk to your friends, or take this further to your GP if you think it's relevant and stuff like that.
Did you ever try a medication approach?
No, I wouldn't even do that. No. It wasn't like I felt depressed as in I'm gonna, like, you know, oh God, I can't do anything else with my life. It was more the relationship between me and my stepson was making me depressed.
Yes.
Because of his attitude, and you know, all we wanted to do was be a family, and this child was making us not have a family. So
later, just to skip ahead, did you manage to reform a relationship that was working for you with him?
No, my attitude changed towards him, as in I can cope with him better.
Yeah.
For some reason, it took a long time, but I could cope with him and the way he is.
I see.
I mean, we don't get on still. We don't get on still, and we never will. We never will. He's just that's the way it is, and I've accepted that. I'm never going to be his mum. I'm never going to be his mum at any, you know, through anything.
But you have a different attitude to.
Yeah, I can tolerate him more, and I cannot get so wound up with him and stuff. Whereas before, littlest thing, I'd be like that, because if you're stressed, and when you're stressed and that, you can't think straight, can you?
Yeah.
You know. So, but now it's different. Like I say, we all live together now, and he don't like it, but that's tough. So
you've got a way of working it between you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground already about what's happened with your illness and how far you've come. It seems like you're nearly back to your normal self in many ways.
Yeah.
Would you say like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. There's always going to be a part of you you're just thinking, oh God, you know, I've got a bit of a headache today. Is it, you know? So it's always in the back of your mind, obviously, that you've had this cancer and where it is, and the little twinge. You just think, oh, is it coming back?
So how often does it come into your mind in a slightly intrusive way?
Not as in you're not thinking about it all the time, but it's things like, you know, say like, especially like I say at night when I'm tired and I might start getting a bit of a headache and things like that, or that, like the heating's on and it gives you a bit of a headache and stuff, and you just think, oh my God. And then you think, oh, is it a tumour? Is it coming back? And things like that. And then you just think, oh, stop being stupid. You know, you just think, don't be just stuff. Every little thing can't be to do with that.
No, it's there occasionally.
Yeah.
And do you get worried by, you know, reminders and things in the press and, you know, stories and that kind of thing?
Oh no. Well, not worried, but don't make me laugh really, because you shouldn't, should you? But you do, because you just think, oh, lovely. Like when a hearse goes by and stuff, because we live near a cemetery. You know, you just think, oh yeah, lovely, that's nice, and things like that. But it's just, yeah.
Can you see the funny side of things?
Yeah, you do things, like that. You just think, oh, lovely, that's all I need to see, isn't it, in the morning, and things like that. So
now, I remember you said at the beginning that your speech was affected early on, but your speech is very fluent now, and it seems to be.
I have to think about it.
I was going to say, is there any effect on it?
I have to think about it, and I've noticed if I'm tired, I have to think, or if somebody else say to me, like my partner say, oh, do you know where that is? And I know where it is, but I can't tell him where it is until I have to really think about it.
Slight hesitation.
Yeah.
They call it word finding difficulty occasionally. And does the speech ever come out wrong, like garbled? Yeah,
a little bit. But I think it's just when I'm tired. It's just a bit like when you're a bit drunk.
But no major effect.
No, and the one thing that I've noticed since I've had the operation is I can use the computer better. Not better, because I've always been rubbish with it, but I can use it properly. Whereas before, when I had the tumour, God knows what emails I'd sent to people and things like that, because I do it for my partner. You see, I do all his emails because he can't do it. So
Speaking of that, have there been any resources or sites that you'd recommend that you've come across there?
I've been on the Macmillan site quite a lot. Just things. You've got a video on there?
Not on the Macmillan site.
Is it? No, I've seen something on one of the sites.
They have got
now.
their own. They've got about.
It might be that one then.
10 to 20 patient stories on there.
Yeah, something like that. So you do, don't you? You not like I was fanatical. I've got to go on the internet to have a look at everything that's like that. Because sometimes I think if you look, like you say, a bit too much information.
It can be.
Yeah.
What about the role of support groups or internet support, like chat rooms for cancer patients, anything like that? Not
really, no. I did sign up to the Macmillan one.
Yes.
But I don't know.
It doesn't really appeal to you.
No, not really. And then there was a couple of, they give you all the bump when you've had your brain operation and stuff, about brainwaves.
The support group locally.
Yeah,
yes.
and stuff like that. And I just thought,
You never fancied going to that one?
no, I didn't have time. You know, you don't when you're having this radiotherapy and things,
Yeah.
and it takes me 3 hours to have a 5-minute procedure. You know, so from home to back again and stuff like that, you just don't have time. And
Fair
then
enough.
other things get, you know, in place and stuff and things, and you know, so.
Now imagine that a new patient's watching this who's at the beginning of their cancer journey,
Yeah.
maybe just had the diagnosis, and they're hearing your story. I mean, there's a lot of positives in what you say, but is there anything you'd want to say to them? You know, imagining how you were in those early stages.
I'd just say, don't be disheartened by what the doctors are telling you, because at the end, you know, they're just doing, you know, they're doing the job and they'll do it well. In my experience, they've been fantastic with me, and you know, just take one day at a time. And if you get a knockback, just take that knockback and try again, because that's all you can do, because these things are out of control with your body and things. You know, you've not got no control over cancer apart from the treatment you're going to get and things like that. So you just take one day at a time, and what may be, that's it.
Well, Jackie, thanks for coming in today and giving us your experience and telling us all about your cancer journey, but not just that, your life in general and your responsibilities, you know, with the children and the family, but also the positive future plans you've got for the wedding.
Yeah, lovely.
That will be exciting.
Yeah, it will be.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, thank you.
And I wish you all the best for the future. And maybe you'll come and see us again after the wedding.
Yeah, I'll bring
Tell
you
us
some
how it
pictures
went.
and the cake.
Yeah, take us a piece of cake.
Yeah,
And tell us how it went.
I will do.
All right.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Take care then. Bye for now.